I was just going to say at the start of the program, I've had a leisurely morning for once, a pleasant time. I'm in a reasonably optimistic mood about this show and the future. Well, I was about this show and the future in general. I'm feeling pretty chipper. Don't do anything to piss me off. And here you just word salad me a goddamn vomitorium of verbiage that I'm now supposed to do something with as to make it a professional broadcast. You know, it don't take a lot of your gravy to go all over my plate, Brian Last.
I'm not a big gravy fan.
I'm not even going to get into it. You were repulsed by the breakfast picture I sent you the other day, but we'll talk about food some other time because I want to stay in a good mood and you will wangle me. I've had a leisurely morning. You know, first thing when I got up, I went out.
You. What the hell did you say? I will.
I don't want to
you?
have to wrangle with you about this.
Oh, okay.
About the breakfasts and things and your weird food choices.
Nothing weird about it at all.
Anyway, I had a good morning. Doesn't that kills your whole day that I had a pleasant morning? I got up and I went out in the garage, said hello to the birds. That's right, plural. Because now I've discovered that it's two birds, Bertie Sanders and Bertie's significant other, I still don't know which is which, that are sharing the nest, so I'm optimistic that we'll get some baby chickadee birdies out there. I've got the seed over there, and of course we've had nothing but rain, so they've got plenty of water. It has rained every day this week, by the way. That's why at a pleasant morning it didn't rain. But congratulations to the folks down outside of Nashville. I understand they got almost 10 inches of rain in 24 hours on the storm that went to the south of us, and we were happy to not see it arrive. So congratulations, Nashville. Hopefully you won't be in a drought in the next 3 years. Anyway, after I said hello to the birds, Brian, then I went and I did my errands, my morning errands. I try to be back in the house by 10:30 a.m. because that's when the really stupid people start going out in public. And I plan my route so that I make the most optimistic use of my time and travel distance. And I'll have you know, because I know a parking lot that I can cut through and save one light. And I'll have you know that I was able to go and get the mail at the post office, have a check cashed at the bank drive-through, go to Kroger, and go to Paul's Market for the gourmet items for the upcoming Mother's Day weekend festivities, and drop one of Harley Quinn's prescriptions off at the pharmacy, all within 1 hour and 20 minutes on a 4.9-mile round trip. How about them apples?
Is that impressive? I don't know.
Oh, come on.
Is it the mileage? What am I supposed to be impressed with here?
You live in New Jersey. How long does it take you to get in and out of places?
What place?
Any place. Your place, Archie Bunker's place. I don't know. Anybody, how long does it take you to go to these various different stores and businesses and conduct your business there and traverse the highways up there with them turnpikes and them parkways? You can't do 6 different stores in 1 hour and 20 minutes under 5-mile round trip.
Again, maybe you've been in the wrong parts of Jersey. Under 5 miles? Well, actually, hold on. Under 5 miles, I could do a bunch of things. It may not be, Best Buy, but I can go to a bunch of stores and see a bunch of people and say hello to different members of the community in their places of establishment. Hello, Fred. Look at that bread roll, Bill. Oh, let's go to the bank. Hello, bank teller.
Yeah. Well, I always have pleasant conversations with my bank teller. She even said, if Harley's in the car with me, she sends out a milk bone through the drive-through thingy.
The other day, I had 2 options. I can go to the bank with the drive-through window, or I can go to the bank that was near the other place I was in, just walk right over into the place and use the ATM to deposit a check. The ATM's busted, so now I got to go in. Now I got to deal with the teller. I didn't have to. I said, okay, I'm here. I went this far. Let me go in. You think this would be quick? She puts the check through, the machine breaks. Whatever machine is hooked up to the computer is down. So now I'm just waiting. I was there 5 minutes. We ran out of things to awkwardly talk about. And then I left. I'm never going into the bank again. That bank.
Say you can't even talk to this poor, belabored woman trying to do the best job she can there. You can't even talk to her and exchange pleasantries for 5 minutes without feeling awkward, Brian.
Because she knew that this was ridiculous. I was just trying to deposit a check. I shouldn't have to be in there for more than 5 minutes. And then she tried to go to I don't even know if it's a sales pitch. She's like, do you have the app? Can you show me the app? I'm like, I have the app. You can take my word for it. I have the app on my phone. Well, I want to show you just in case there may be things you're not. So listen, I'm getting all the use out of the app I need. I don't need to do anything else with the app. I need the check deposited here. And it's too. Here's the problem with the app. I can't deposit the check using the app because it's too big. And there's a limit on that crap. Well, you're right. That's a problem. That's why you have to come deposit it here. Well, that's why I'm here still. Why'd you get me going on this?
So you couldn't use the app on the check that you were trying to deposit to begin with. Then why was she telling you to use the app?
No, it was just like a general. I don't know if she was going to give me like a mini course on how to use things on the app. Like I'm a bozo. Like I don't know this shit. But
you ought to see when they try to tell me to use an app. And then I have to explain to them that before I would use an app, I'd have to use one of those goddamn phones. And I'm here in person, so I don't have to do that. So there. Because I'm over here now.
You're the last holdout. It's like a Twilight Zone episode. Everything in society is pushing forward, and you're like, give me that old rotary.
I'm comfortable. And here is I told a person the other day.
A person? Oh,
a person the other day.
Oh.
I can't remember. I speak to so few people. I'm trying to. I know who it was. It was the fucking handy fellow. The handy fellow.
Of course, the handy fellow.
The handy fellow that was doing some handiwork. I said, I measure your level of success by how hard you can make it for people to get a hold of you. And I'm a pretty successful fucking fellow.
What does that have to do with any of this?
The smartphone thing. Everybody goddamn glued on their phone. I go now, if I'll go to a doctor's appointment, or I'll be in a waiting room, or what, I'll see people 80 years old sitting there staring at their fucking phone like they can't goddamn. When you're running out of time anyway, what do you need to be up to date on what fucking's going on fucking Entertainment Tonight or whatever, or Facebook, or whatever you're goddamn doing on your fucking phone? Read a goddamn book, relax, listen to some fucking classic music one more time.
You could do that on your phone. They may be doing that, reading a book or listening to classic music on their phone.
They're sitting there with their fucking finger. Everybody just stares at it or pokes at it with their fucking finger.
Maybe they're playing a game. A lot of people like to use it to pass the time with fun games, whether it's Words with Friends or...
at their goddamn faces. The looks on their faces, they're not having that much fun. They're fucking bored sitting there staring at their fucking phone. If I'm going to...
You want them to be smile? That's the other thing. You want just reaction?
If you're playing a game, what do you look like you're fucking having something shoved up your ass for?
What if you're concentrating? It could be a hard game. It could be like a Missile Command.
What do you want to play a hard game on a fucking 3-inch goddamn screen if you're fucking 70 years old, especially to begin with? You have poor eyesight. What the fuck? And God damn it, instead, I plan ahead and I take, because they used to have reading material in the doctor's office or the barber shop or whatever the fuck, where you sit there, you had something to read. Now, no, there's nothing. There's dick all of shit. So I take books, magazines, periodicals. This week, when Stace has her dental work done, I'm taking a manuscript of a soon-to-be-released bestseller about the wrestling business. And I'm going to sit there and I'm going to read it. I guarantee you, I will be the only person reading anything on paper in that whole goddamn waiting room. That's how the sad state of affairs of things are today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the other problem is there aren't as many periodicals as there used to be.
Well, periodically they still come out, and you could save them and nurture them.
Reading material at the barber shop. That was the word. I mean... Yeah, Maxim and what was it, HFM, whatever the fuck those two magazines were. They were fine if you were a pervert. Or you just wanted like a quick hit or something. That's really what it was.
You're too modern. Back in the old days, kid, they had everything to read at the barber shop, and because all the little kiddies were coming in to get their hair cut, you need to keep those snot-nosed little fucking rugrats and crumb snatchers quiet.
They have comic books?
Comic books.
Really?
And my local barbershop, from the time that I was 7 years old until I reached the teenage years when I wanted to go to the more upscale place, right? And besides that,
the upscale place, yeah.
The upscale place, the start of the goddamn place where they'd even wash your hair first, too. Now, I'm talking about the barbershop where you sat in a fucking chair and there was Floyd with the scissors and the comb. But they had a policy. If you brought 2 comic books, you could take 1. And that way the kids could have the different fun. They could, without this barbershop owner having to actually go out and buy comic books, he always had comic books for the kids. But what I would do, since I was the serious comic book collector in the neighborhood and all the other kids were suckers, is I would take 2 Casper the Friendly Ghosts or 2 fucking, cheap Charlton comics or something or other and get the Marvels. Even if I already had them, because I knew that I could then turn around and either trade them or potentially sell them at the flea market for the blah, blah, blah. I got, for like 2 miscellaneous fucking Richie Rich comics, I know for a fact because I remember it and I just sold it several years ago, a very fine Tales of Suspense 58, Captain America Iron Man. And that alone, I can't remember, in the high hundreds of dollars for. So it was a gold mine there at the barbershop.
You were saying how it was a great place because you could read the magazines. Now you're twisting the story that it was a great place because you could steal the ones you wanted and sell them years later for a profit.
Well, I didn't know at the time. I just figured, hey, I'm getting Captain America and Iron Man and I'm trading off goddamn hot stuff. The Little Devil.
Anyone who went in there who wasn't like 6 years old was disappointed in the comic book selection because of you.
Well, they should have got there first. That's one thing about when I was a kid, I got plenty of haircuts because that was an excuse to pick up comic books. And see, that had been on the stands 2 years before that, right? So they were still in good shape, but you weren't able to just buy them willy-nilly in the days before the internet.